Right now at 5, damage from Friday night storms caused major issues for towns in the area.
And we've got a few thunderstorms out there this morning, nothing strong or severe, and then we'll start to clear out. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, Northeast Oklahoma A&M welcomes 600 students as the school year is ready to begin.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's Monday. Welcome back to Monday.
Here we are.
Got more kids going back to school either today. Joplin goes back tomorrow. So I'm sure everyone's excited. Yeah, just about. And I know some schools went back last week. Boy, it was miserably hot last week. This week, though, looks to be considerably better. And we will actually be live tomorrow morning at Cecil Floyd in Joplin for the first day of school.
Which will be super, super fun.
It will be, because I was telling you, Elise, I still have folks that come up to me and ask how long I've been here. And what they are shocked to find out is I've always been here. So I'm going back. Cecil Floyd is where it started for me back in 1992.
Nice little blast to the past for you.
Yeah. Still the same school. At least it looks that way on the outside. So it'll be a lot of fun tomorrow. Hope you'll join us for all of that. Got a lot of great interviews and information lined up for you. But for this morning, some of you may have woken up to some rumbles of thunder and may still be doing so, as we've got a few scattered showers and storms out there. Let's start with Skywatch Storm Tracker. There you can see it. Now, the good news is with this activity, there is nothing strong or severe about any of it at this point, which is good news, and it's expected to remain that way. We do have some heavier showers, Mount Vernon, south of Greenfield, around Cassville, Monette. Again, nothing strong, nothing severe. In fact, we're not picking up any lightning on the Skywatch Storm Tracker, but do keep in mind, we want to remind you, the Skywatch Storm Tracker, the lightning detector, only picks up actual strikes. If there's any cloud-to-cloud lightning, that will not show up on here. We got a couple of these dark gray lightning bolts. That means those strikes are fairly old, but some heavier rain into Crawford County, just north of Pittsburgh, stretching to Lamar, so 49 up through Nevada. Fort Scott, you are dry, but it's right there on your back door. Mound City, Garnett, some heavy rain showers and storms out there, and we had a thunderstorm complex develop in northeastern Oklahoma, now sinking into southern Delaware County, and we have a few more isolated showers and storms up to the north. So these are expected to continue this same path off to the southeast, but again, nothing strong or severe is expected. And by the late morning hours, early afternoon, that activity will be gone. We'll have an easterly breeze, and for most of us, below normal temperatures today, and that's how it's going to be at least for the next few days. 71 in Joplin, 70 in Pittsburgh. Roadways still a little wet from some of that rain out there. Temperatures this morning, not too bad, a little above average for many of us. We're in the low 70s. I got a couple of upper 60s for Monette and Cassville this morning. Heading into the afternoon, again, we'll still hold on to a few isolated showers and storms through about 11 a.m., but they will be in a dying state at that point. Partly cloudy by noon, skies clearing into the afternoon, highs upper 80s, and maybe a couple of low 90-degree readings out there, and then we'll remain below normal, as I mentioned, the next few days before the heat does return. We'll have a full look at your forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
Chris, thanks. Well, fire crews from multiple stations worked overnight Saturday as a church in Nevada went up in flames. And around 2:23 Saturday morning, fire crews were alerted to the incident. On arrival, crews observed smoke and flames at First Christian Church on Austin Boulevard and Washington Avenue. Calls for mutual aid with fire went out, and according to Nevada Fire Chief Taylor McClintock, 8 different departments and almost 70 firefighters were on scene. The fire was brought under control at 6:30 a.m. and the Missouri State Fire Marshal, ATF, and Nevada Police determined the cause was to be an incendiary fire. Further details of the fire are still being investigated. Well, Friday night storms brought multiple reports of damage and power outages throughout the area. Friday night, 31,000 residents in Benton County were said to be without power. That number has since gone down. Quapaw Public Schools has reported on Facebook that they will be delaying the start of school until August 26th due to the damage done. Professional development days and the district's open house have also been rescheduled. And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Skywatch weather app. Northeastern Oklahoma A&M welcomed over 600 students to their living facility Saturday. Move-in took place from noon to 4 p.m., followed by a business and community fair in the evening. Classes at NEO are scheduled to start today.
It is a very welcoming hometown feel. I love that everyone knows everyone and everyone's watching out for you and wants you to succeed.
NEO has a variety of events scheduled for the upcoming Welcome Week, with students encouraged to participate and explore their new campus. Well, white coat ceremony was held by Kansas City University School of Dentistry. KOAM's Mitch Adams has the story.
What are the odds of that happening? And I remember being so happy and relieved that I could go through this journey and process in medicine with Sierra, love of my life.
Kansas City University School of Dentistry presented the class of 2028 with their white coats at the Joplin High School Performing Arts Center. Over 70 men and women were congratulated for their accomplishments, with the white coat ceremony marking the first step in their professional careers. Some of these students, like Sierra Smith and Garrett Reimer, formed everlasting bonds through their studies.
When we were touring apartments here, when we were looking for apartments in Joplin, I proposed to her at the Grand Falls waterfall here. When on the tour, I tricked her, got her to take a picture like this, and then she got so excited she forgot to take pictures.
But the love doesn't end with Garrett and Sierra. Casey and Michael Mann met in college in Alabama, but moved to the middle of the country to go to medical and dental school at KCU.
You know, we put our marriage before our career, and so by doing that and putting God first, we're able to really have a strong foundation.
Linda Neeson, the founding dean at the KCU College of Dental Medicine, told us that students being able to deeply connect with each other during school is very positive.
One student is in the medical school, the other student's in the dental school, and they both are going through very difficult health professional programs. So I think it's wonderful that they can undertake these careers in the same school and rely on each other when times get tough.
The ceremony marks the beginning of a long career for these medical students, and with the help of bonds made through passion, new journeys begin for our future healthcare providers. Reporting in Joplin, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
And to find more information about the white coat ceremony, you can visit our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, Carthage softball is gearing up for another big season. We have the details. Plus, Catholics celebrate St. Roch's Day with a special outdoor mass that included their four-legged friends. And we're tracking rain chances for today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Carthage Tigers are equipped for another big season in softball. Carthage returns a good chunk of their starting lineup. This year's team looks to keep their trend of recent success. Carthage finished the last season with an 18-16 record. This year's group returns 6 seniors who've worked in the program under head coach Stephanie Ray. The Tigers have never won a district title in school history. It's something that Coach Ray says her girls have been talking about all offseason.
Every year we're coming in, we're competing for a conference title. We're in a pretty tough conference, you know, and at the end of the year we want to win that first ever district title. Carthage has never won one, and our girls continually talk about it. And we talk about not being our best now, but continue to get better every day.
So for a while we've been wanting to chase a district title, and last year we came pretty close. We lost semifinals 1-0. So hopefully we can come back, bounce back, and hopefully get that district title. That's one of the main goals that we've had forever.
The Kansas City Chiefs are 0-2 so far in the preseason. The good news is the games don't count. Head coach Andy Reid and quarterback Patrick Mahomes spoke to the media after Saturday's game to talk about some of the positive results.
So there were some good things early, and then periodically as it went on, we've we've got to make sure we do a little better job blocking and tackling both sides of the ball on with the 2s and the 3s. So there were some good things in there. It was great to get some of these guys some reps that we're looking at. It'll be good for Brett and the personnel staff to see and evaluate.
Obviously, you want to score touchdowns. I thought we did good drives, kind of stalled out there in the red zone. But hopefully, when you game plan a little bit, you can get those ones into the end zone. And it was good to see Carson hit him on that route. And that route wasn't necessarily called for Xavier. It was just kind of an alert and versus that coverage, and it worked out perfectly.
St. Louis Cardinals are fighting to keep up the pace in the National League wildcard standings. St. Louis snapped a 5-game losing streak on Saturday, and they look to avoid losing another series. Cardinals versus the LA Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw gets the start for LA. The left-handed pitcher was tough to hit as he's been his entire career. Kershaw still has something left in the tank. 36-year-old pitches 6 scoreless innings with 2 strikeouts Sunday. So we go to the 5th inning. Highest paid man in baseball at the plate. Shohei Ohtani rips one into the Cardinals bullpen to break the scoreless tie. Solo homer puts the Dodgers up 1-0. LA leads 2-0 in the 8th inning. Lars Nootbaar gets the Redbirds on the board with his 8th homer of the season. Solo bomb cuts the lead in half, now 2-1. So we're going to head to the 9th inning. Game-winning run is at the plate, but Nolan Arenado grounds out into a routine double play, and that's just what the Dodgers needed. Cardinals lose a close one, 2-1, the final score. Over in Cincinnati, the Royals look to go for the sweep, but this game had a 45-minute weather delay in the 2nd inning. After the rain clears out, here we are in the 3rd inning as Vinny Pasquantino hits an RBI single to put the Royals ahead. Kansas City leads 1-0. To the 5th inning now. How about Darian Blanco? He hammers away his 3rd home run in the last 24 hours. His solo home run extends the Royals' lead 3-0. So we head to the 7th inning. Kansas City leading 4-1. Bases are loaded for the Reds. Lucas Urseg picks up 2 crucial strikeouts to get the Royals out of the jam. Royals sweep the Reds. Kansas City winning 8-1. Last but certainly not least, Webb City's Landon Fletcher announces his commitment to continue his baseball career to Missouri Southern. The 6'4" right-hander just finished his junior season with the Cardinals and was named 2nd-team All-COC pitcher. Well, still to come, we're going to see how the FDA is trying to help Americans consume less sodium. Plus, I got to check if some of those below-average temperatures in the forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 5:17 on this Monday morning, starting with the Skywatch Storm Tracker, where we've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. So we are going to start here off in southwestern Missouri. So Mount Vernon, Monette, Cassville getting in on some moderate rainfall, but no thunderstorm activity, at least nothing showing up in terms of lightning. But again, quick reminder, Skywatch Storm Tracker only picks up lightning strikes, not cloud-to-cloud lightning. So you may be seeing some flashes without actually getting any strikes. Up to the north, just southeast of Garnett, we've got another thunderstorm up here. It's got, two recent lightning strikes up there. Some heavier rain skirting the northeastern sides of Fort Scott, just west of Nevada, along 54. And we'll head down here into the Lamar area, where we've got another heavier rain, and we've getting a few more lightning strikes now. This little thunderstorm that is just to the northeast or right on top of Pittsburgh. All of this activity, though, again, continuing to shift off to the south and east. So Greenfield, you're getting the light rain, but the heavier stuff to your southeast. Stockton, you're seeing it, but it's not quite coming your way at this particular time. Did have some decent thunderstorms develop early this morning across northeastern Oklahoma and extreme southeastern Kansas. Those now shifting off to the southeast. They kind of died out, but they are picking back up again just to the southwest of Fayetteville. All of this activity, though, continuing to shift along this boundary line to the south and east. And if we go up a little further north and west, just north of Emporia, we've still got some additional showers and storms, and that's why, at least temporarily, we're going to have a chance for isolated showers and storms through the morning, but by about noon, the last of those should be out of here. And that's also going to help keep temperatures down through the morning hours. We're still looking to heat up a bit. We're still talking upper 80s, close to 90 degrees, but most of us should be below normal. We'll have an east breeze at about 5 to 10 miles miles an hour. Overnight, maybe a cloud here or there. Our Tuesday looking pretty good as well. Temperatures, though, even more so below normal. Upper 70s for most of us by noon. We're looking at low to mid 80s for our highs on Tuesday with mostly clear skies, partly cloudy to start, clearing later. We'll have a few clouds overnight Wednesday and then have mostly clear skies on Wednesday, holding on to that east breeze, still about 5 to 10. Take a look at some of these temperature expectations by noon on Wednesday, low 70s. So another well below normal day out there as most of us go into the low to mid 80s for our Wednesday. I got another cool evening, still easterly winds as we head into Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Quick look at temperatures, 71 in Joplin, east-southeast breeze at 6. So again, we do have that thunderstorm off to the northwest of Joplin, close to Pittsburgh. So every so often we'll see some lightning out there, but nothing in the city itself. Temperatures this morning, a pinch above normal for most of us, but not too much so. Our average low about 69. Most of us low 70s out there. Monette, Cassville, a degree below normal, sitting at 68 as we get our day underway. Through the morning, again, initially scattered showers and storms like what we're seeing now, but they're expected to begin to kind of fizzle out as the morning progresses, and these showers and maybe a rumble of thunder or two will become considerably more isolated as the morning progresses. So by 10, 11 o'clock, we're talking a very isolated amount of rain showers. Most of us will start to be in that clearing process, and we'll be near 80 by 11 o'clock. Again, our highs today below normal. Upper 80s, close to normal, close to 90. Skies will be gradually clearing as we head through the afternoon and into the evening hours. And as we go through the evening, again, clear skies, mid 70s by 10. Overnight lows, low to mid 60s out there, maybe a stray cloud or two. And as I mentioned, the below normal temperatures will continue at least for a couple more days. And we'll start warming up by Thursday, back up into the upper 80s again. We'll be at or a little above normal by Friday, and heading into the weekend, we get hot, but thankfully not overly so. We're looking to hang out in the low to mid 90s. Keep in mind average highs low 90s, so not that bad out there, but we do dry out. Looking pretty good heading into next week as well. Let's check your forecast. We're back with Health Watch right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning. Well, a new study could help stop the spread of a sexually transmitted disease by making it easier for people to find out their status. Sales for the first at-home over-the-counter syphilis test have been approved. The FDA made the announcement Friday, saying this is just a first step for someone who suspects they have the disease. If the person tests positive, then they are advised to visit a healthcare provider. The test will take just 15 minutes from start to finish. A single drop of blood will determine if someone has syphilis. The maker of the test, Now Diagnostics, said it should be available in the next few months and will cost $30. The FDA wants to help Americans consume less sodium by lowering sodium levels in processed foods. The agency has proposed guidelines with voluntary targets that could help Americans cut their average daily sodium intake by about 20%. Before 2021, consumer intake of sodium averaged about 3,400 milligrams per day. If finalized, the FDA's voluntary target would be 27 to 50 milligrams rather. The agency says a large percentage of the sodium Americans consume is commercial, processed, packaged, and prepared foods where the sodium is added during manufacturing. Well, saying goodbye is never easy, but this time of year, a lot of high school graduates are moving out, going on to college or a new job, and parents may be feeling all sorts of different emotions. Mandy Gaither has more on how to recognize signs of so-called empty nest syndrome and ways to get through it.
When the chicks take flight, sometimes the nest can feel a little empty.
You can feel excitement and loss at the exact same time. And it's okay to celebrate your child leaving home while at the same time feeling sadness and loss.
Psychologist Susan Alberts with Cleveland Clinic says that while empty nest syndrome isn't a clinical diagnosis, the feelings are real. Signs can include a persistent sense of sadness, loss, emptiness, lack of purpose, and a shift in identity.
Acknowledge your feelings. Accept this period of grief. Allow yourself to feel whatever you are feeling during this transition period.
Albert says it's time to do something you may not have been able to do for a long time. Focus on you. Get back to an old hobby or find a new one. Take on new adventures, maybe travel. Stay connected to friends and family and make time to reconnect with your partner.
We can look at this as an opportunity to do new activities together, to rekindle that fun and excitement in your relationship.
And while parents may also feel worried for your child who's away from home, Albert says take a step back.
Allow them to make their own decisions, to grow, and have the confidence that you have taught them the skills to be out on their own and to become an adult.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Albert says it can take days or even months for these feelings to go away. But if they persist, she says, reach out for help. A therapist can help you through this transitional period. Now to look at some of today's top health stories, you're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Well, we've got a few scattered showers and thunderstorms out there this morning. Nothing strong or severe, which is good news. We'll have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Right now at 5:30, Missouri Southern students get a look at all the groups the campus has to offer.
And we've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there across the area this morning. As mentioned, the good news is nothing strong or severe at this point. We'll have a look at your forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, area schools remind parents and students about their cell phone policies ahead of the school year.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's Monday here in the 4 states, August 19th. For some of you kids, this is your second week in school. Some of you, today's your first day. Joplin students, first day is tomorrow.
Of course, yes.
Oh, school back in session.
Oh, it's just that time of year. It's, you know, the summer went by. I'm sure summer break feels like it flew by. It always does, doesn't it?
It certainly does. We had open houses, you know, last week, and going to South Middle School with our oldest.
Yes.
There's that fresh paint smell. And I always hated that. You go into school, it smells like school. Now, it's great that it's fresh paint and everything, but it just smells like it, and it gives you that feeling.
Smells like summer's over.
Yeah, it does. Even at my age, it still gives you that feeling of, oh, man. But school is a great place to learn many things, and that's how we've learned to do what it is we do, or at least I tried to learn as much as I could.
We tried our best.
Yeah, we did our best, all right? And I'm going to give you my best effort this morning with some of the showers and storms out there on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Again, nothing severe, nothing like what we saw a couple of days ago where we did have a number of damage reports across the area, especially in Cherokee, Ottawa counties out there. But this morning, just dealing with some generalized thunderstorms. Now drying out in Monette, Mount Vernon, you had a pause. You got some heavier rain on the way just on the northeastern fringes of Carthage up toward Jasper and Lamar, and now on the east side of Pittsburgh. We head a little further north, some showers in Nevada and Fort Scott with heavier rain in between, stretching back toward Mound City and Garnett, and you can see some of the lightning out there. So again, nothing strong or severe, but getting some thunderstorm activity out there this morning. Taking a look at the radar, we did have some good storms develop, or some heavier rain develop across parts of northeastern Oklahoma earlier this morning. That has surged down to the south. All of this again following this path to the south and east, and we've got just a little development here. But see how this is kind of fizzling out up here already? That's going to be the case as we head through the morning. The future track by about noon, expecting most of this to be gone from the area, and we'll start clearing out. Temperatures will be warm but below normal for most of us today across the region. We'll have an easterly breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and again, skies clearing through the afternoon and evening, and could have a passing cloud or two overnight tonight. Not too bad temperature-wise. 71 in Joplin, 70 in Pittsburgh. Roads are still wet out there from some of the rain we received overnight. Temperatures across the area not that far from average for most of us. As always, a little warmer down to the south and west, but low to mid 70s, and Monette, Cassville still the cool spots at 68 apiece. Our highs today, once again, below normal, upper 80s, so close to, but still technically not at the average temperature. Isolated showers and storms with those chances decreasing through the morning, and then they should be be gone by noon. Partly cloudy skies clearing out through the afternoon and evening hours. We're going to remain below normal at least for a couple more days, and it's going to start to heat back up again. We'll look at all those details in the full forecast, and that's coming up here in just a few more minutes. Lise?
All right, see you soon, Chris. The Miners Hall Museum in Franklin opened a new exhibit yesterday. The exhibit, which is titled Game Day, focuses on older games people in the 50s and 60s played. Some games included Chinese checkers, card games, and Monopoly. Guests were also presented with the history of the game as well.
When we were putting together the list of games that we thought about playing, kind of revisiting, oh, I remember that, and you know, we even as adults don't often take time to play those games with our kids and grandkids. So.
Now, there was originally supposed to be outdoor games, but it was canceled due to high temperatures. The Girard High School football team pitched in a helping hand at Crawford State Park Saturday morning. Players from the team moved stones and helped upkeep the butterfly garden as a form of service to the local community.
We're working hard to make this a nice venue for them to come out here at the lake. We're promoting pollinators, butterflies, and bees. It's a great place for kids to come and learn and recreate and get a little education while they're in the process.
Players that helped volunteer were given snacks once the work was complete. Well, incoming students to Missouri Southern State University were able to pick out some organizations that they wanted to join. The Campus Craze event allowed students to choose between 50 different campus organizations, ranging from Greek life, pottery, esports, and a whole lot more.
I think it's so important for students to kind of find a place where they can belong. It just makes their college experience that much more meaningful, whether they're from around the area or came from states away to live in our dorms. Finding a club or organization is just going to impact their college experience, and I just love seeing students have fun and make those good connections.
Missouri Southern says that it has found that students who participate in their clubs are more likely to graduate. Well, as this school year begins, many schools are making an effort to remind students and their parents of the cell phone policies that are in place. KOAM's Anthony Saviello spoke with both the Carthage and Lamar school districts about what their expectations are when it comes to cell phones.
At the K through 8 level, it's a don't have it out, don't let it be seen. We don't have a policy that goes so far as, we're not going to be searching students for cell phones, but listen, we don't want to see it. At the high school level, we give our teachers the ability to understand what that, to develop what that rule is for their own classroom.
Overall, though, the policies are pretty well aligned with the understanding that we do not want devices being a distraction in the classroom. So anything we can do to help student engagement in the classroom and minimize those distractions, that's our overall goal as a district.
As far as using computers in the classroom, we typically try not to use cell phones where computers can be used. But we do have classrooms where, classes where students will record videos for, a presentation or a project. So it's, the computer doesn't always replace the cell phone one-to-one. So
parents are very supportive. As a district, we continue to encourage parents to educate their kids on appropriate cell phone use and everything as well. In our district, we have a lot of kids that walk to and from school. They're in sports after schools, or they're in other activities and clubs. That parents do like them to have a cell phone so that way they can call home, which completely is understandable.
In all of the information that we give our parents, they know when the times are that students can have the phones out. They understand that it's at teacher's directive. Those rules should be stated at the beginning of the year. We don't want our teachers to have policy one day that switches the next day, that goes back the following day. So it should be consistent, and it's hopefully through that consistency that our students and our parents know when it's practical to use phones and when it's not.
Now to look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A large fire breaks out at a well-known neoclassical building in central London. Plus, fears of a wider conflict as the president of Belarus is now sending their troops to the Ukrainian border. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Topping World Watch. Catholic Bolivians bring their dogs to celebrate St. Rox's Day in a special outdoor mass. Friday marks St. Rox's Day, a day to honor the patron saint of dogs. To celebrate, Justino Lamachi, a Roman Catholic priest, held an outdoor mass where pet owners came together to have their dogs blessed with holy water. Lamachi and guests joined in prayer for the thousands of stray animals living on the streets. Tradition says St. Rox's life was saved by a dog that brought him food when he contracted the plague in the Middle Ages. Well, a large fire breaks out at the popular neoclassical building, the Somerset House in central London Saturday. The video shows smoke billowed from the building, and flames could be seen coming from the roof as firefighters fight the blaze. At the time of the incident, officials say the venue had been hosting a day of breakdancing. 10 engines and about 70 firefighters were sent to the scene. The London Fire Brigade says they are investigating the cause of the fire. The president of Belarus says he will send troops to the Ukrainian border as fears of an escalating war continue. Stephanie Bennett has more from London.
Fears of a wider conflict as the president of Belarus is now sending troops to the Ukrainian border. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko says that Ukraine has stationed more than 120,000 soldiers along its border with the country. In self-defense, Minsk is claiming to have deployed nearly a third of its armed forces. Last week, they claimed Ukraine had violated Belarusian airspace and shot down their drones heading to Russia. The Ukrainian Border Service said Belarus is constantly escalating the situation, and they have not yet seen an increase in manpower from Belarus at the border. Lukashenko is an ally of Vladimir Putin and has spoken out against Ukraine's incursion, which began on August 6th. Ukrainian armed forces released new footage of the destruction of a key bridge in Russia's Kursk region. Ukraine struck a second bridge nearby, all in an effort to disrupt Russian military supply routes. Ukrainian drones also attacked an oil storage facility in Russia's southern Rostov region. President Vladimir Zelensky has said the attacks would help bring a just end to the conflict.
The armed forces of Ukraine demonstrate right now how warfare will look like in the future. We are writing history at this very moment. We're showing the whole world how to fight a war in the 21st century.
Meanwhile, Russia is keeping up its assault on Ukraine. A Russian missile damaged cars, buildings, and injured a handful of people in the city of Sumy Saturday. Overnight, Ukraine's Air Force claims they had destroyed multiple attack drones and missiles, some of which they claim were likely North Korean-made. Plus, the head of the UN nuclear watchdog said safety is deteriorating at a Russian-occupied nuclear power plant in Ukraine after a nearby drone strike. So far, Kyiv says they have taken control of more than 80 settlements across 440 square miles.
Now to look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Quick look outside from our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Every so often, we'll see a flash of lightning with some showers and storms off to the north of the city, but not much happening in Joplin itself. Same from our camera at 7th and Rangeline. Still some wet spots here and there, but roads gradually drying out. MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline looking pretty good this morning as well. And we'll head over to the Kansas side and see 69. Still fairly wet out there. There's been some rain showers around Pittsburgh this morning, and so you'll want to slow down, give yourself time to get where you're going. Watch out for those slick spots. You can see on the Skywatch Storm Tracker, we've got this line of showers and storms. It stretches out from up northwest of Emporia along a southeasterly track down toward Branson. So far, not much going on, which is good. We had some severe weather Friday, and we do not need any more at this point. Got some heavier rain in Carthage, Mount Vernon, rolling into Monette once again, and then exiting the area from Berry County east of Cassville. Then we'll head up a little further north. We've got some heavier showers and even some thunderstorm activity southwest of Nevada, heading towards Sheldon and Lamar. And this whole storm's kind of picked up a bit. More so heavier rain. It's again not strong or severe, but you can see some of the lightning strikes. That's what maybe 5 lightning strikes in this whole zone here. So Fort Scott, you're getting in on it. Mound City as well, and again back toward Garnett, and then again around Sheldon, Lamar, and Greenfield areas. All of this continuing along roughly the same track to the southeast, almost as if these storms storms are on their own highway. Had some storms flare up in Oklahoma early this morning. Those have now surged south of Fayetteville, heading down toward Fort Smith. And if we take a look a little further back to the north and west, you can still see a few isolated showers and storms out there. Just kind of some redevelopment taking place here and there. But again, we're not expecting anything strong or severe. And this should all be out of here within the next few hours as we go through the morning. So by about noon, any of the last stray showers should be gone. Skies will begin to clear out. We'll have an easterly breeze and temperatures below normal today. They'll be up there, but just a pinch below normal. And that's going to be the case over the next couple of days. Tonight, another cool evening and overnight hours for us. And if we head into Tuesday, another day below normal, holding on to that easterly breeze. A few clouds to start, partly cloudy and then clearing out again by Tuesday evening. Then we go into Wednesday. We'll have mostly clear skies and that easterly breeze continues. And take a look at temperatures by noon on Wednesday. Most of us low to mid 70s ahead of another below normal day for us. So not bad whatsoever. Quick look at temperatures. We're going to start in Joplin. 71. East-southeast breeze at about 6 miles an hour. Got partly cloudy skies out there. Temperatures across the region, 69 in Cassville is the cool spot, but they're right about where they should be for this time of year. The rest of us, not too far above average. We're hanging out in the low 70s, and of course a little warmer down to the south and west. Independence, Neodesha, Nowata, all checking in at 74. Through the morning, again, initially scattered storms like what we're seeing now, and then these will begin to die out, and they're going to become significantly more isolated by late morning. Be about 80 degrees. Most of us will be clearing out by late morning. Our highs today, again, into the mid to upper 80s across the region with decreasing clouds heading into the afternoon. Falling back into the low 60s tonight. A few clouds here and there. Again, below normal temperatures through at least Thursday, but by Thursday we start warming up again. We're drying out as well. Heading into the weekend, partly cloudy skies. Going to be back on the hot side, low to mid 90s, and we'll hold on to the low to mid 90s heading into next week. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.
An amazing discovery of thousands of sleeping female sharks has posed a mystery for marine biologists, and you have to see it to believe it. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Marine scientists in Australia recently stumbled upon what they described as a massive shark slumber party hidden on the sea floor, where they say it appeared no boys were allowed. The team was surveying Australia's Beagle Marine Park using a remotely piloted roving camera when the voyage leader says they made the startling discovery of scores of sleeping Port Jackson sharks.
Thousands of sharks tightly packed like a carpet across the seafloor. It looks like an aggregation site of mainly females. We didn't see any males, which poses more questions than answers for us.
The team says male and female sharks often live apart when not mating, and suggested perhaps it was a feeding stop before the females made a journey to lay their eggs. Another interesting aspect, the team had witnessed a similar gathering 6 years ago in almost the exact same place. Considering the marine park is nearly 1,600 square miles in size, the team suggested this particular area may hold some sort of significance to the sharks. Well, in case you missed it, another startling discovery was made recently, this one inside a clogged game machine at a family fun park where a groundhog was found nesting amongst the plush prizes. A state game warden was called in to evict the buck-toothed trespasser, later nicknamed Colonel Custard. As for where it happened, check my notes here. Yes, Pennsylvania, of course, an area famous for groundhogs and their legendary weather predictin' and prognosticatin'. Don't know if Custard saw his shadow, but he did appear to spot his reflection. As for what that means for the weather, I have absolutely no idea. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
We're back with more right after this. Well, America's Drink and America's favorite cookie dunk get together to pal around on store shelves in each other's signature brand. They're becoming playground friends. Coca-Cola and Oreos are making a 2-in-1 taste fest. But it's not just in one product, it's double the pleasure in two. Oreo dives into Coke in a new Coca-Cola Oreo zero sugar drink. And Coke's gonna make a splash in Oreo Coca-Cola sandwich cookies with each other's product, the star of the other one's show. The product will be released in September in limited edition fashion in stores, and there will be a fashion statement clothes featuring the two food buddies. Well, a popular dessert chain and a childhood favorite candy joined forces to create a unique sweet and sour treat. Cinnabon announced on Tuesday that it would be teaming up with Warheads to create 2 new unique menu items for guests. For a limited time only, customers can try the Cinnabon Warheads topped buns and the Warheads Blue Raspberry Chilolata drink. The cinnamon buns topped with Warheads come in 3 different flavors: blue raspberry, green apple, and watermelon. The sweet and sour collaboration will be available in select bakeries for a short period of time starting today.
Certainly an interesting combination. Now, if they put Pop Rocks on those Cinnabons, that could be an even more interesting treat to try. And you might want to take time to try it, as we got a few scattered storms out there this morning. These will be gradually dying out as we go through the morning, with most of us dry by 11, but a stray shower or 2 still possible, pushing near 80. Highs today below normal as we hang out in the mid to upper 80s, so we'll be close to normal for some, but not quite up there. And skies gradually clearing through the afternoon. Heading into this evening, below normal night, low to mid 60s, and maybe a passing cloud here or there. And we're going to stay below normal for the next couple of days at least. We're going to go mid upper 80s tomorrow through Thursday. Then the heat returns heading into the weekend, back into the low to mid 90s. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.